Good morning. Welcome to part 2 of the drive into work on Friday, February 10th, 2023. I'm desperately trying to think of the name of that guy that was in Barney Miller. He also had a spin-off called Fish. He was a really old fella. His name is not Ray Liotta, but I keep thinking Ray Liotta. I know who Ray Liotta is. He was in Goodfellas and stuff like that. This other guy, I think his name sounds like that. Maybe it's the same cadence or something, but I can't quite think of the name. I can see his face. It's just going to drive me batty. You're probably screaming it at the screen right now. If we were existing in the same temporal space, maybe I could get those vibes, but you're in the distant future screaming at the screen. I'm way stuck back here in the dark, dingy past. So there's very little chance I'm going to hear you. Blue Owl. I remember such nonsensical stuff. Like, I have a good memory for like really useless trivia things, but stuff like that, like a simple name that I've heard a billion times, just will not stick. Just the more I try to grasp at it, the more it turns into like air. He kind of looks like if you took an old Christopher Lloyd and you aged him a couple of 100 years. Problem is I'm hyper focusing on that. I can't see anything but this guy now. So the market was down again yesterday. I really shouldn't care. Like if you invest, if you have a 401, if you put money away periodically. You actually want stuff like that. You want market downturns, because if you're investing in stocks or anything like that, you want the price to go down periodically, because then you buy it at a lower price. So when it goes up with more uppitude. So if you're a good distance from retirement, never panic when there's a couple of bad days on the market. You should celebrate that. But if you're close to retirement, you shouldn't be too heavily invested in the stock market. It's dangerous. Depends what your tolerance for risk is. Like, if I look in a different direction, I'll remember this guy's name. I don't know any of the true science facts behind this. I know there's, like, for years, I didn't trust the science behind bats and rabies, because I heard that, like, they tested 4 bats, 2 of them had rabies, so from that period forward, they always said at least 50% of the bat population has rabies. And I thought, that's terrible. In retrospect, I don't know how true that is. I don't remember ever reading the actual scientific article where they only tested 2 bats and half of them had rabies. But later on, I learned that the bats, don't quote me on this, but I do remember reading that bats' immune system is kind of unique. Bats are, they're designed in such a way that like they can just happily exist with like all kinds of diseases just ravaging their bodies. They just don't. I think their immune system is like the honey badger of the immune system world. It just just keeps on carrying on no matter what you do to it. It doesn't care. So that's why they're good at spreading disease, because they're not affected by it. I may be like vastly oversimplifying that, but that's just trying to fill the dead air. It's not a lie. I mean, I did read that, but I don't know. A 5-year-old could have written it. I don't know where I read it. I can almost guarantee it was on some form of social media, because that's all I get to absorb lately. I mean, a link from some form of social media. Because why would I be looking up ads on the Google? Having only 2 subscribers, it's hard to do things like run polls, opinion pieces where I ask the audience's opinion, because there's kind of a feedback void. Sorry, some guy out in front of his house at let's call it 6 in the morning. Turning on like green lights with a flag. I have no idea. It's weird. He looked a little too awake for. He's a little too awake. I can smell my coffee. It smells good. It smells as coffee should. Yum, yum, yum. For the love of Pete. Vanity license plate in front of me. I've mentioned this one before. It's a band name. Spelled wrong due to the fact that you can only have so many letters, but any of you out there fans of Homestar Runner? If not, you should check it out. It used to be really good when the web allowed Flash. Flash isn't available anymore, so Homestar Runner is not the same thing it used to be. But it was awesome. I miss Macromedia Flash. I used to make web pages using Macromedia Flash. Like everything, it's one of the things I got good at, and then it got banned from the planet. Pardon me. Like I said, I stayed up a little too late doom scrolling. And then there was my cats that needed some attention in the middle of the night. Here's that area again. They've built all these houses up on the right-hand side. They appeared out of nowhere, and whenever I get here now, it's disconcerting. Like because I've never seen it during the day. I mean, I've seen the area during the day, but it wasn't full of houses. It was full of not houses. Fjords, fields. So now, when I drive by in the morning and there's like all these houses on this side, it makes me lose my bearings, because I'm just not used to those, that there just being all these houses and cul-de-sacs over on this side. At the next red light, I have to look it up. It's driving me crazy. What is that guy's name? Abe Vigoda. That was the name, Abe Vigoda. You can see how I got Ray Liotta from Abe Vigoda. Son of a... Like I said, there's a little me inside my brain that just messes with me. He's like at the switchboard and he's just like... just crossing wires and making my life terrible. Once I got into that Ray Liotta trench, it was hard to get out into a different, because it was so close. It was such a nice fit. Had the right amount of syllables. The first name had the right number of letters. Like everything, the cadence of the name, everything was perfect. I don't know how long it would have taken. If I didn't look it up, I don't know how long it would have taken me to come up with. Probably after I finished my coffee and like more of the dead gray matter came back to life. I think maybe it would have popped in there. That's usually how it is. It's just like a, hey, remember that name you were looking for earlier? I know what it is. It's Ray Liotta. God damn it, no, it's not. So anyway, I was having a conversation with myself earlier while I was talking to you guys, and I was going to talk about favorite foods. For years, my like if I had to list like my top 10 favorite foods, like one of them would have been spare ribs. But it's actually a specific thing, because I make ribs all the time. I say all the time, maybe once every 2 years. Anyway, but that's the thing. I make pork ribs, and that's actually not my favorite. I like those, and I haven't seen them anywhere in forever. And you don't even see them for sale in the store, so I don't know how you get them, but I think it's beef ribs. The long ribs, like, I remember as a kid we used to get those, and I used to eat them, and as a gross little monster. I mean, I would eat them and then like just eat the membrane. Like I would literally have dry white bones left when I was done eating ribs. But I remember them being very, very, very tasty. Dessert I've only had once or twice, which was surprisingly tasty. I think it's creme brulee is I think what it's called. I had it at the I don't know how you're supposed to really say this. Everybody says Fogo de Chao, but apparently it's not pronounced anything like that. I have no idea how to say it. But anyway, Fogo de Chao downtown. Me and my wife have gone there. Like I've been there a couple of times. I've gone there for a bachelor party or pre-bachelor party. I don't know. I've been there with my wife once or twice. I think twice. Very good, very expensive, but am I going to blow right through this yellow light? Look at me go. So anyway, one of the times we went, it was for my birthday. It's you know what it is. If you don't know what it is, look it up. I can't remember. It says something. It's like an all-you-can-eat meat place, but I can't remember what kind of restaurant it's called. Unimportant. We went there on my birthday. They found out it was my birthday. They asked what brought you out. I'm like, that's my birthday, and I got a free creme brulee, and it's in modern history, so we had smartphones at the time. The thing was neat. It comes in like a little dish. Like you probably know what creme brulee is. They caramelize the top. You break it, eat it. The top's like glass candy, and I don't know what the stuff underneath is, but it was crazy tasty. That was really good. I've only had it, like I said, once or twice. Only once that I can remember. And that was, like I said, crazy tasty. Trying to think of other favorite foods. Like there's just your go-to comfort foods. Like I always talk about bucket of chicken. Just like saying bucket. Well, anyway, I'm not going to be able to get deep into this anyway because we're coming up on the 22-minute mark. Oh, and is it Thai tea? Thai iced tea? Can't remember. Have a wonderful day.